Be true. The church tried it. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happened.
Story time as well. I have hit rock bottom so many times that I probably should stay down, but hey, I'm resilient. I just don't. I keep getting back up. Years ago, I was a member of a really large church. I had lost my job. I had been unemployed at that point for 3 years. They had great severance packages back then. It was amazing. So, even though I had actively been trying to find another position, I had completed another degree, I was looking even internationally to make certain that I was covering all of my bases. Nothing was happening. So, what do we normally do? Scream out to the Lord. I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm about to lose my home, which that eventually happened. It was a mess. It was a complete mess. So this church, much like this young lady I was attending, I was doing the whole tithes and offerings and trying to volunteer for stuff. That was a debacle. I go to the church for counseling at this point because I remember sitting in my car one day and audibly saying, "Why am I here? I'm sitting in my car. I'm in my garage. My car was running. And it didn't really occur to me because my mindset is not to take myself out. But I looked around and I realized I'm sitting in the garage in my car and the car is running. Gail, what are you doing? You need to talk to someone." So, of course, I went to my church. I hadn't tapped into all of the veteran resources yet. I go to the church. I asked for spiritual counseling. The spiritual counselor who was there was very busy. She could not put her phone down. And when she finally put her phone down, she was quite exasperated with whatever was going on with whomever she was talking to. She finally asked me what I needed, and I told her that I'd been unemployed going on, or I had reached 3 years. I needed assistance. My mind was doing something. I even brought my resume because they were such a large church, they had jobs posted within my discipline, broadcasting. I worked at a TV station in high school, still was up on all of the equipment. I'd been in front of the camera, behind the camera, knew how to do all of that. Production was not above running wires or any of that. So I tell her all of my backstory while she just kind of stared off and kept checking her phone. I said I hadn't worked in a while, that I was pretty much down to my last $3, which I had in my wallet, and that I wasn't looking for a handout. I genuinely needed help and needed to understand to make sense of some things that were going on in the world, in my head, whatever. She had a little box with her, which she opened and pushed it toward me for me to put my $3 in. She then ushered me into her office. We'd been having this conversation in the hallway. We go into her office. She's still checking her phone. Then eventually she's like, "Well, what do you want me to do?" I was like, "Well, as I told you, I haven't worked. I'm looking for employment. I don't know who I could talk to here to potentially get a job." Of course, she told me about the volunteer activities. Always the volunteer activities. And she's like, "Okay, well, put your head down." And she did this prayer. Sure, let's call it a prayer. It was loud, it was repetitive, and that's when I knew the church ain't it. The church is not it. The church is within. And even though I did go back there, not as a congregant, but several people, since it was a well-known church, people that visited wanted to go and, see what it was about. And I'm like, y'all can have it. I won't be going back there because sadly, most of these churches are not for the people. Most of these churches are, in my humble opinion, multi generational family businesses. Because if you step down and your children step into that spot, and then your grandchildren step into that spot, and then your great grandchildren step into that spot, that's not something for the people or the community. That's for your family.